Hey gun people, I tried to cut one of my gun boxes, put a piece of foam over this microphone. Let's see if it cuts down on the wind, because the wind's blowing like a damn. It dies down, there's no wind, then it pops up to 20 and blows everything over. So I want to do a little shooting video here, and we're going to try, and I want to show you because I saw something that I thought was really a poor training, or what I call negative training, on a video that I had. So I've got to get this at the right angle to catch me shooting and this, so you can kind of see my hands and hopefully understand what I'm doing. If I move it right over here, I can't get wide enough. You got to be far. I tell you what, camera problems of YouTube channels are a pain in the butt. So I'm going to show you first what I saw done in this shooting competition, this expert, where all these expert shooters are, and then what I thought was wrong. So the fundamentals of shooting is grip meaning high on the back strap, good solid straight arm, getting that grip in the same spot to where it stays, and then wrapping this second hand around either over or underneath or straight up on the thumbs. And then that's called a good grip. When you're shooting a rifle, it's called a cheek weld. So if I had a cheek weld, once you get your cheek on a stock, that's called a cheek weld. Once you get that spot, that sweet spot, you want to hang there. You don't want to pull your head off and go back down each time you shoot, because you're losing and you're changing things to where if you're sighting in or trying to get an accurate target, you're going to lose it. Well, it's the same thing with the grip. And I saw these expert shooters out here going, are you kidding me? Every shot they fired, they would, I'm going to get a close up here in case you can't see me when I'm shooting. Every shot they fired, they'd fire around. Oh, shit. Forgot to put my ears on. Damn, that was loud. Now my ears are ringing. Stupid damn earplugs. Hell, my damn ears ring all the damn time anyway. So anyway, as you can tell, I painted my little orange thing, and we'll get to... I just grabbed a can of orange spray paint and kind of spray painted it. Now this is a pretty small target. Compared to a body, this is pretty small. I mean, shit, it's almost as big as my leg. So, somebody may see me hitting around on the edges here, I might miss, and, you know, they'll think, oh, that's not really... Well, look, I'm going to be shooting at about 15 to 17 feet. Most shootings happen within lunging distance, so if I can lunge to this target, that's about where most shootings happen, in that small area. So, shit, I thought I put these damn earplugs on before. I should have known I wasn't screaming at the camera. So, I had to feed my horses way in the back there so they wouldn't hear it, because it's loud on their ears too. So, grip, and I know they got earplugs. I have the earplugs that you put on and you leave them and you can hear, and then when you shoot it shuts it off. I've got one of those. I just didn't want to put it on because then I can't have my hat on and then the sun's out here. And... Alright, so back to the grip. Most people would cut that out. I usually don't cut shit out, but anyway. So after they shoot one round, as soon as they fire that bullet, they're doing this. And I'm watching these guys, I'm like, are you shitting me? This is, you guys are supposed to, and I know what they're doing. They feel comfortable getting this one grip, and when you shoot sometimes, the gun will move a little bit. But you have to learn to shoot once you get your grip, just to keep shooting. I can't be bang, bang, bang. And that's what they were doing in this competition. I was like, are you kidding me? That was such, it's what I call negative training. What I call negative training is when you train on something and it teaches you not to survive, it teaches you to win points, win medals, look cool, or do things. I call that negative training. So to me, if you get a grip and you're doing this after each shot and readjusting your grip, that's not good shooting. That's not good training in my book. Because in an actual situation, when I want to get rounds off, I'm not going to be able to do that. I need to draw, get off. I had some old rounds. I meant to tell you this at the beginning in case this thing jams. I had these old rounds that somebody either gave to me, threw away or whatever, and you could tell got a light hit there. Now, what I just did, because I'm showing you this and doing videos, was negative training. That was a good example. What I should have done, and I didn't want to lose the round, because I meant to tell you I had some old rounds and I didn't know if they would shoot, so if I get a jam, I would just demonstrate a tap and rack. And there's a few more in here. So since I showed you one, on the next one, I'm gonna do actual training to where I do the tap and rack. So light hit, bad primer, old, maybe a reload, maybe, I don't know. I just found the rounds and I said, shit, let me load them in here, and if they jam, it'll give me a good chance to demonstrate tap and rack. And I didn't tap and rack there, so that was negative training because I'm doing this video and I wanted to find a round to find out. I thought it would jam or have a light hit or maybe not feed, and I would show you that. But anyway, when I shoot, I need to get rounds off and my grip needs to stay the same. I can't be doing this bang, bang, bang. Remember, you shoot the way you train. And CHP, I got a picture on my website, California Highway Patrol, greatest, elitist, best organization in the world if you ask them, worst training in the world. I got a picture of 3 of them or 4 of them dead on a slab because they were unloading their guns in their pocket and putting the rounds in their pocket, because that's how they were trained on the range. And when somebody told them that was negative training, and when that was mentioned, it was like, we're the greatest agency in the world, we know what we're doing. Just like the FBI does if you try to tell them they do something wrong. And then 10 years later they find out, oh, that's not really good, you know? So, negative training. You don't do things at the range that you wouldn't do in an actual situation. Otherwise, you're programming muscle memory, you're programming your brain to do those things. And when you get in a crisis, fight or flight, go into instinctual reaction muscle memory, you're gonna do those things without thinking about it. That's why you train, so you do things without thinking about it to survive. Multiple hits, never shoot one round, move and shoot. Fast out of the holster, never fast in the holster. I see a lot of competitions. Bang, 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 and the time doesn't stop till they put their hands and go up. You know what? If those people ever get into actual shooting, I guarantee you, they're gonna bang, 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 put their gun in the holster quick and go, and it's gonna be like, what the, look. Technically, people will say you shouldn't have to look at your equipment. If you know you shouldn't have to look down at your holster, that's great. But you know what? You shouldn't be putting your gun away unless you got time to look at your holster. If you have such much going on that you can't take your eyes off a threat, you ain't got no damn business putting your gun in a holster. So, I just did that video on that female cop, and I've got a few more of those rounds in here, so I don't know how many's gonna jam. If it jams, I'm gonna tap, rack, and you're gonna probably see me move, because that's the way you should be training. So, let me do that female quota hire that they did. I did a video on to show you bad training. Show me your hands! Shit! Oh, shit! Gotta click there, tap, rack, tap, rack. Shit! All those freaking rounds were a piece of shit. Let me, I don't like leaving those out here, because then when I come out here and cut the grass, they fly and they do it. These rounds are just regular, so I'm not going to have to do any tapping racks on that. The other thing I want to discuss on here, I'm getting all kind of screw-ups here, but that's all right. You can learn from this. When you load a magazine full, and it's very hard to press down, this magazine goes in and out very easy because it slides back. Very, very easy. I don't have to, it clicks right in there. Okay? Because the slide is back and there's nothing pushing down on there. However, if I try to put this mag in because it's fully loaded, when this mag goes in, it has to put pressure on this because the slide is forward. So now if I try to put that mag in like this, it ain't gonna go. It takes a much harder compression because I'm compressing that round down to get that to snap in. Now that's normal. In a crisis, you're probably going to be putting this round in and jamming it in anyway. But if you train always to reload with your slide back, you may start learning to... Ah, shit, I think I just chambered around. Headshot. I don't know if you guys can see the headshot. Alright, so I did chamber around. If I lock this slide to the rear, and I'm always reloading with this, I'm going to get used to putting my mag in easy. It'll almost fall in and lock in because my slide's back and the weight of the gun locks it in, and there's no pressure on this round. So you need to realize, if you're going to be loading full rounds, when the slide's back, and that's when most people reload, and I know my head's out of the shot here, people be like, you're talking, we can't see you. Whatever, I'm trying to show the gun. So if you're reloading all the time with the slide back, you may get used to putting the slide in with this much pressure. And then, if your slide's forward, it's not going to work. Well, that one did chick in. Oh, because I fired a round. It wasn't fully loaded. On a fully loaded mag, it's harder to get this to come down. I forgot I already chambered around, so I've got a little leeway here. So, again, is that a reason to load your mags with one round less? Could be, if that's what you want to do. I mean, I don't care. The main purpose of this video was to impress upon you, if you train to where bang, and I got to readjust bang, and I got to and you watch, a lot of your shooting competition shooters will do that. And that's great for them having maybe a more accurate shot, to getting that good tight grip, to just making themselves feel like this is my first shot, I want that good grip. That's great. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying it's negative training if you're training to survive, because in an actual situation, you're going to end up doing that, and that's going to take away valuable time. And you're not going to think about doing it. It's going to happen because you've done it 100, 1,000 times on the range, and you've programmed the body that I adjust my grip every time I shoot. So I have one round left here, and these are going to be no jamming or whatever. So I'm just going to do a couple double taps. Maybe I'll talk about Mozambique here. The Mozambique drill, let me flip this around so I can see if the damn, where's the little thing? Oh, there it is. So the Mozambique drill is taught for somebody wearing body armor. You shoot 2 to the body. If they don't fall, then you shoot 1 to the head. Well, a lot of people are always being taught 2 and 1. 2 to the body, 1 to the head. 2 to the body, 1 to the head. I like 2 to the body, 1 to the pelvic girdle. The pelvic girdle here, if you hit this area, you're going to take out a leg. There's a large bone, large muscle mass. Hit the groin area. You're going to create a lot of pain, a lot of blood-rich intestine area. You're going to hit some things here that are going to do a lot of damage. So, because the headshot is such a risky shot, because I can get off 2 rounds, bang, bang, pretty quick, but I'm going to have to stop and aim a little bit for that headshot. Whereas if I go bang, bang to the body, I can come down to the pelvic or girdle area and take a couple shots at that, and it's not going to be as critical for me to slow down. So I may be able to get that 3rd round off a little quicker because I'm shooting at a bigger target. Shoot at a small target, you're going to take a little more time. Shooting at bigger targets, it takes less time. But remember, aim big, miss big, aim small, miss small. That's why I like using a small target. I could get me a nice full-size body guy, and I could shoot fast and hit that sucker all the time. But if I can hit this little guy, I'm not going to have a problem hitting a regular-sized person. And that's why I train with a smaller target. Aim small, miss small. If I can hit this little guy, even if I miss on this guy, I'm probably going to hit a person. So I'll do a couple of Mozam drink pills so you kind of see the timing. And again, I'm a big move and shoot. I hate range training. Ready on the firing line, ready on the left, ready on the right, ready on the firing line, fire! Draw your weapons and fire 2 rounds, bang, bang, reholster. Training like that is negative training. So I'm a big, hey, when you draw that gun, you take a step, you move. Either move left, right, back, change your position. After I shoot, I'm probably still gonna be moving. Moving and shooting does a lot of things. One, if you're actually getting shot at, you're probably gonna be like, holy shit, I should be moving. I'm getting lead firing at me, you're hearing shit going by your ear, ricochets, etc. So that's gonna make you move. And if you've never shot and moved before, it's gonna mess up your game. So I'm always a big, hey, when you draw on my line, if I'm teaching, you always take a step when you draw. You never hold your position in the same spot when you draw your weapon. If I see somebody doing this, nice relaxed stance, leaning back, God, I see so many women at the range with an instructor right there, letting these women shoot like this. They bring their head and their body down to the gun instead of their gun up to the body and get that aggressive. I mean, can you not see my body, the difference between aggressive and passive? Big difference. So when you see somebody standing like that, you should know either the instructor doesn't know what he's doing or the person's had some poor instruction and hasn't been taught how to get that aggressive forward, aggressive stance. Lower my body, get that aggressive stance. So I'm just gonna pump a couple rounds here. I'll do a Mozambique. 2 to the body, 1 to the head. Quick, you'll see me move. God damn it. I think I missed that head that first time, so I went ahead and piled another one off. So, again, I'm talking and doing all this shit. Everybody's gonna be like, that guy didn't even have a shut up. Freaking out here trying to train you knuckleheads. I didn't check my gun to make it perfect. All right, so I'm gonna draw again. This time, instead of 2 to the body and 1 to the head, I'm going 2 to the body and a pelvic girdle. Now my pelvic girdle here should be as wide as this. So if I go 2 here and here, I'm actually almost going smaller. But that's all right, I'll get a shot. And you'll tell, my first 2 rounds will be quick, and the second, third round, or the third round will be smaller because I'm redirecting, going for an aiming shot. My first 2 rounds are pretty much point shooting. I'm not really aiming or using my sights here. I'm just drawing and getting rounds off. I did not even see my sight. All I saw was the target. So when you aim and you pick up your sights, it's gonna slow you down. So I'm gonna go 2 to the body, 1 to the head. I'll try to do it a little bit slower so I get decent hits. And that's it. So, hopefully you got a few things out of there. I'm sure all you knuckleheads will be like this. This guy can't shut up. When you're training, you should train for mistakes. You should show the common mistakes that people make, why it's a mistake and what's wrong. I'm not near as tactically sound. Let me pull my earplugs out. I'm not near, because I'm out of ammo, I won't be shooting my gun. I'm not near as tactically sound as I was when I was doing this full time. Teaching all the time, carrying a gun every day, drawing my gun 5-10 times a day on suspects, doing search warrants and arrest warrants. All those things keep you on your toes when you find people and miss people. So I'm not near as tactically sound as I used to be. I know everybody wants to say they are good as they used to be, especially getting older. Reactions a little bit slower, hearing's less, eyes are less. Not making excuses, it's just that's why they call them what's that term that we use where your skills perish? Perishable skills. There's certain things in police work they call perishable skills, meaning they degrade if you don't use them. Driving is one of those perishable skills. When I was driving every way and getting in pursuits and drove my own car, I knew my shocks, I knew my brakes, I knew what I could do, how fast I go, how long it took me to stop, because I reinforced that because I was in pursuits, every couple, 3 days. So when I'm doing that every day, my driving skills are much better. If you don't do that for a while and you don't get into pursuit for a while and you sit around and just drive your car to go eat, donuts or whatever, and then you go home, your driving skills deteriorate. It's called a perishable skill. My shooting is a perishable skill, and again, I'm not up on my tactics, but I know the fundamentals, I know how to train, and I know what you should be doing. So you still should be able to take something out of this, although I may not be the best shooter, the fastest shooter, or the most accurate, or the most non-perfect to where everyone else you watch, they never make a mistake on video, but whatever. Hopefully you learned something. Don't be re-gripping. Make sure when you're loading a full mag that you train with a full mag or you train with 1 round less, because they are definitely different. If you go out right now and load up a fully loaded max magazine and try to slam at your gun, it's going to be harder calling the magazine seat, but it's going to be harder to make that magazine seat than it would if you had 1 round less. It's easier. If you had 2 round less. If you have an empty mag, it's even easier because there's absolutely no pressure or nothing to push down on. So you're not putting pressure against pressure or fighting forces. All right, so hopefully you got something out of there. Hopefully it's a little microphone screen. Wind's been blowing out here. I don't know if it blocked my sound too or if it blocked the wind. I just got Scotch tape on it, but anyway, we'll end that there.